Order the, thank you, going to call to order the Board of Directors meeting for June 6th, 2024. This meeting will be conducted in a hybrid format, both in person and remote, is recorded and live streamed. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Daughtry,
I am present.
Mayor Frizzell,
Present.
thank you. Mayor Marine,
Present.
Councilmember Mead is absent. Councilmember Merrill,
Here.
Mayor Nearing,
Here.
Labor Representative Norton,
Here, thank you.
Councilmember Peterson. Doesn't look like it, okay. Mayor Roberts,
Here, thank you.
thank you. Councilmember Schweddy.
Present.
Thank you, Chair. We do have a quorum. For our board alternates, we have Councilmember Susan Payne in attendance, as well as Councilmember Mike Gallagher. Is there anyone I missed? Okay, that concludes roll.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll have public comment. If you've signed up to speak in the room. No one there? Okay. Any remote folks?
Doesn't look like we have anyone raising their hand to speak, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Public comment is now closed. Let's get on to the service awards. All right, great. Thank you.
If I could ask Inder to join me up at the podium. Can you hear me now? All right, we're good. Wow, this is very exciting. We're here to celebrate Inder Sharma and her 25 years as a community transit coach operator and instructor. So congratulations on 25 years, and you can all clap again. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Inder is a very special person here at CT. She is one of the very best, and she has been back and forth a few times between operating a coach for our customers and also acting as a trainer, an instructor in our training department. And she has a passion for instilling learning, for teaching, for coaching, for mentoring, for helping new employees learn the ropes, and for serving our customers. So she does it all, and she is such a positive presence in the Hardison campus. If you visit, you will often see her, I'm told. Sometimes over by dispatch, sometimes in the crew lounge, socializing, coaching, helping people learn, answering questions, generally being a very positive influence on our workforce. She says she loves all the work. She said to Josh earlier that she's enjoyed every day of her 25 years. So I'm quoting you. I'm not putting that on you. Fun fact, she actually trained Gabriel Roper, who is our current manager of training back there. Gabe, you want to wave? So once upon a time, Gabe was a coach operator trainee, and he was trained by Inder. And now he heads all of our training. So we have an ethic here at Community Transit of using our very best to teach the next generation, and Inder embodies that better than anybody. She's got numerous commendations. She's been honored as Coach Operator of the Year. She's had a number of positive customer comments about her work and her service and her response to incidents. Too many to name. Suffice it to say, she is held in very high regard by her coworkers, and I'm told she has a wonderful family, wonderful grandchildren, and she is known to make the world's best butter chicken. So, so congratulations.
Thank you.
25-year pin and a 25-year and picture.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Inder.
Thank
Would you like to say anything on your behalf?
Oh,
The only thing is I got trained by Triva the very first day. So we kind of have a family in training room area. So I got trained by Triva and I trained Gabriel and Sarah. So we are all enjoy it every moment. And thank you for Triva for everything and my training. And thank you for giving me such a good award. Thank you so much. And I do enjoy every single day from last 25 years and I'm looking for another 25 years. Thank you so much.
Next is the Puget Sound Regional Council Vision 2050 Award. Mr. Brown.
Thank you. And and before we move on to that, I just also want to recognize the number of Inder's coworkers and colleagues who came today. It's a real reflection on how well regarded she is in the organization. And I want to thank all of you for coming today to stand up for her. So thank you. Quick introduction. I think Josh needs no introduction, but Josh Brown heads up the PSRC, one of our most important partners. Obviously, two members of this board serve on the regional council as representatives and an alternate for community transit. We've done a lot of work together, a lot of very good work, and we expect that work to continue. So I'm not going to belabor it. I do want to thank you for coming, Josh, today, and thank you
Absolutely.
for the process of evaluating and ultimately deciding to recognize our work on our long-range plan. And with that introduction, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, fantastic. For the record, I'm Josh Brown, Executive Director of the Puget Sound Regional Council. It's great to be back up here at Community Transit in your relatively new home. I recall going to your, your old headquarters presenting Vision 2050 awards. And of course, I'm kind of jumping to the punch here of why I'm here. PSRC has our Vision 2050 awards to recognize the work of our partners to implement Vision 2050 in our regional transportation plan. At the end of the day, the work that we do at PSRC as a regional planning agency is trying to set the goals and the objectives and the big picture of what we're trying to get right over the next 20, 25, 30 years. But it's our partners like Community Transit and all of you that are rolling up your sleeves implementing those plans. And I have to say, that recollection of having been here before, Community Transit's work has been so innovative, so forward-thinking, so impactful for a long time. Mayor Marine, I recall in your previous stint on the Community Transit Board and in your leadership as mayor, Community Transit was our first transit agency to implement a bus rapid transit program in our region. You haven't stopped there with the Orange Line opening this past year, with the Blue Line coming online in the next few months. You continue to make really profound investments and bring on critical service in our region. In fact, tomorrow I'll be joining my staff at PSRC for our all-staff retreat. We're going to have it in Linwood. Mayor Frizzell will be visiting you. Thanks for joining us tomorrow. But part of the reason why we're going to be in Linwood is to really see that implementation of our regional plans, the connectivity of both light rail, new roles for community transit service, the built environment all coming together. So I'm here today again to present a Vision 2050 award, and specifically, it's in our Planning Ahead category for Journey 2050 Community Transit's Long Range Plan. And I know the board and staff is very well aware, but for the public, the role and the service of community transit with light rail expanding finally into Snohomish County is really changing in some profound ways. And I think this long range plan very much sends a clear direction in terms of both the critical importance of community transit service, but also how that service is going to evolve as Link Light Rail continues to expand into Snohomish County. So I want to congratulate all of you as a board. Rick, you and your amazing team, keep up the great work. And you're really a model not only for the rest of the region, but for the entire state in terms of getting things right as a transit agency. Keep up the great work, and we're here to support you. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Josh. We are going to take a quick break to do a photo with Josh. So the board members, if you could file around clockwise, we're going to meet over in that corner and have a quick picture and then resume our business.
This is always the trickiest part, coordinating the picture.
I know. Yeah, I'm just gonna zoom it out. Perfect.
Yeah, I saw it there when I stood up.
Who's that?
So just to wrap that up, thank you, Josh. Again, I want to shout out in particular Sophie Luthen, who's well familiar to the board. She project managed that. It is now part of her canon of published works. And she'll be talking to you again soon about our TDP, but it's a great effort. We've charted an ambitious and innovative course for the next 25 years, and we're excited to grow along with the rest of Snohomish County and serve its needs long-term. So it's a great way to mark that work and the optimistic path forward. So thanks again, Josh, for coming up.
I just wanted to add a comment to that it's so delightful to see community transit get this reward. It's just a reflection of all the hard work and the vision and the commitment to excellence that just permeates community transit every day in the staff. And it makes it such a pleasure to serve as a member of the board for this group. So thank you. Okay, moving on. We'll look at the draft 2024-2029 transit development plan. Sophie, yep.
Okay, great. My turn. Okay, here we go. I think this is on. Hey, so here to talk to you now about the next kind of phase of our planning process at CT, the Transit Development Plan. Wrong way. So just a quick reminder, kind of what is the TDP? It's an annual 6-year plan. It's required by Washington state law. And it gives kind of an overview of our agency, our recent accomplishments and some of our future plans. And it implements, this is the tool that we use to implement some of those long range plans. And then just to visualize that, so our long range plan looks, 20 or more years into the future out to 2050. Our TDP, again, is a 6-year plan. And then the TDP feeds into our annual budget process where we really kind of program out the funding to, to pay for all of the things that we'd like to do. So where are we kind of in the process for the TDP? We've been kind of putting the document together amongst staff and amongst kind of our ELT team at the agency. I presented to the SACDC committee last month, and then here presenting to you all as your first kind of chance to look at the draft plan. We'll go out to public comment, starting today. We'll have a public hearing at the July Board of Directors meeting, and then come back in August for the board to take action on the plan. So just kind of an overview of the structure of the document. It's quite long, so to kind of guide you through it. So first we kind of talk about our mission, our vision, our strategic priorities, an overview of our agency structure and the services that we operate. Then getting into 2023 performance. So how much service did we operate, ridership, what capital projects did we complete, things like that. Then we get into kind of the 2024 through 2029 aspect. So what are our service plans, capital projects, et cetera, for the 2024 to 2029 period. And then our financial plan. So just outlining how are we going to pay for this and how much will it all cost. So just some highlights from the plan to kind of call out for you all today as you kind of get ready to read through it. So in 2023, we had 7.1 million system boardings. So we're continuing to see year-over-year growth in our ridership, which is very exciting. We had some facilities master plan projects completed last year. So our Hardison campus service and operations facility, the Cash Park training facility right over here somewhere. And we broke ground on the new ride store that is expected to be complete later this year, this summer even. We adopted our Journey 2050 long range plan, as we were just talking about. So that was a big kind of milestone for our agency. And then in the innovative services space, we designated microtransit as kind of one of our ongoing service offerings as an agency. We converted that ZIP shuttle service from a pilot program to a permanent service. And now we're looking at additional pilot programs in Arlington, Darrington, and Lake Stevens, and planning for those is ongoing. And we completed a zero emissions feasibility study. I think you've gotten a lot of updates around how that project is going. And we launched our transit security officer program, which is a big, initiative to kind of work on safety throughout our system. So a lot of big stuff in 2023, and this is not everything, but some of the highlights. And then in 2024 through 2029, in kind of the service planning side of the world, what our big milestone coming up soon is delivering the 2024 and beyond networks. We have our big service change this September, and then we'll see continued implementation of that network through 2026, then additional growth throughout our network in 2027 through 2029. So we've got a lot more service coming over the next 6 years. In our Swift BRT network, we have our Blue Line extension, Green Line extension, and Gold Line all kind of falling within this TDP timeline. And then following those next 3 pilot areas, we would, expect to look into additional service areas and innovative services. And then on the capital sort of side of the house, we just launched our Orange Line, Swift Line, on March 30th. So that was a really big achievement for our agency. And then, like I mentioned, continued capital projects on our Swift Blue Line, Green Line, and Gold Line are in development or underway. Our zero emissions fleet plan is, full steam ahead. So we're in kind of a side-by-side pilot phase right now, with two pilot vehicles that are being tested. And then for our facilities master plan, our ride store remodel again, maintenance building expansion, Cash Park renovation, and additional zero emissions facilities upgrades are all on the horizon for us. And then for the financial plan element, there's a lot more detail in the plan that you can definitely dig through. But some of the key highlights, so we're projecting kind of steady year-over-year growth in our sales tax revenue. For this year, for 2024, we're looking at potentially a slight decrease in sales tax revenue year over year compared to last year. Important to remember that we've had some really significant years of sales tax growth the last several years. 2020 and 2021 in particular come to mind. So we have seen quite a lot of growth, and we expect that to kind of continue growing in the future. And some of the big drivers of costs that you'll see in the financial model, so those kind of big ticket items, so to speak, are all the service increases that we're planning through 2029, our zero emissions fleet transition projects, our facility master plan projects, and those SWIFT BRT projects. And so next steps for the TDP today is just information only item. And this presentation kicks off our public comment period. The plan will be posted to our website. Folks can send in their comments. We will have a board hearing on July 10th, that rescheduled July board meeting. That will conclude the public comment period, and then we'll come back to the committee in July and then board in August for you to take action on the plan. And that's all I've got. Happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I have a question. On the 900 series that will be going to Montlake Terrace and Linwood to the transit centers when the light rail gets there. Do we know yet where they're going to come from in Snohomish County?
Like where the routes will go, or what do you mean?
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
they're going to be coming from North Snohomish County down to those two places.
Yeah.
So do we have an idea yet where
Yeah,
they're coming from?
Yeah, we do. We have a future network map. It's in the plan and on our website. So if you want us to share it with you, but if you imagine kind of what's currently the 400 series routes going to, Edmonds, Stanwood, Linwood, et cetera. I'm trying to list every city I can think of where we've got a commuter route. Those tend to be kind of the equivalent that are being sort of converted to the 900 series routes. So what you think of today as the commuter routes sort of convert to those truncated 900 series routes at a high level. But we do have a map and went through a public process in 2022 and 2023 to get feedback on that routing and whatnot. So that information is available.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Other questions? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much, Sophie.
Thanks.
Next is the CEO report.
Great, thank you. Again, Mr. Chair, board members, good to see you all today. A couple of updates on activities since our last meeting and some things cooking over the course of this month that you can look forward to. First, just quick report on outreach to DC. I traveled with the Economic Alliance of Snohomish County to their annual fly-in back to DC in April and met with our congressional delegation. Promoted our priority projects in Snohomish County and supported the EASC legislative agenda. Council member and board member Peterson joined us for that trip, and it's a good opportunity to spend time with him talking about community transit and our federal priorities. In May, we hosted a microtransit symposium here in the boardroom with transit agencies from all across the state and our labor leaders and labor partners from across the state to begin to pull together
shared learning, best practices, expertise, challenges, all part of our own ongoing effort to develop a sustainable strategy moving forward to deliver microtransit services within the PTBA. So that was an exciting day, and we learned a lot and look forward to coming back to the board in the future with our strategy. In the month of June and beyond, we will be out and about meeting with a number of cities within the PTBA. We've started that this week, Tuesday in Lake Stevens with a presentation on the upcoming microtransit pilot project. We're scheduled to visit Darrington June 12th and Arlington June 24th to cover the same. Likewise, we are starting the Swift Gold Line public outreach. We will be visiting the City Council in Marysville on the 24th of this month, and then Arlington on July 8th. We'll be meeting with the Everett Transit Advisory Committee on June 20th, and those meetings will be about introducing the project to those communities and beginning the process of gathering input on how people would like to see that project developed. We'll be launching the first round of public comment concurrent with that outreach. On the regional level, we hosted interim CEO Jerron Sparman here at Cascade last week and gave him a tour and his team a tour of the Cache Park operating base and the ST Express fleet. So that was exciting. He's trying to get out and meet with the partners on their properties and learn about the express bus operation and the history of our partnerships. We invited Sound Transit to join us at our August 1st board meeting to present on the light rail activation plan. So you can get a preview of everything that's going to be going on during the month of August to get ready for the August 30th launch. And they have agreed to join us that day. So that'll be on the agenda. We've also got a press event tomorrow being organized by Sound Transit with their Snohomish County board representatives to talk to the media about the start of simulated revenue service testing. So we're all going to start seeing trains out there on the alignment a lot more frequently over the next few weeks. So that's exciting. On the legislative front, very active on the federal outreach. We received more good news this week. Senator Cantwell has proposed $5 million in designated congressional spending for our zero emission program, and Senator Murray has included our request for $3 million for Gold Line planning and design. Those come right on the heels of learning last week that Representative Larson has included $3 million for ZE buses, and Representative Del Bene has proposed $3.75 million for the Swift Green Line extension. So great work by our government relations team and under the leadership of Deb Osborne over there. Still a long way to go. We'll probably see more than one continuing resolutions at the federal level over the course of the fall, but we are in the mix, and that's very promising. On the operations front, ridership continues to grow. We've seen substantial ridership growth within the Swift system. Blue Line and Green Line accounted for 37% of our total boardings as of March. In April, with the addition of the Orange Line, Swift's share of our overall service, our overall boardings is now 44%. The Zip Alderwood shuttle saw its highest monthly performance yet in May with almost 5,500 boardings. So we're seeing a good response out there to our offering of services. The board is well familiar with some of the challenges we've experienced with our DART service. I'm happy to report we're starting to see some improvements there. Roland and his team are continuing to have weekly executive stand-up meetings to monitor performance and address issues, and that's paying dividends. We're seeing improvements in wait times and service reliability. More improvement is needed there, but the trend is in the right direction, and we're seeing a response from our contractors. So we will continue those meetings, continue to work on that, and keep you posted as we go. We're also administering, as we speak, a DART customer survey to ask for input on how things are going and gather that input from our users to help shape our engagement with the contractor. We are making some minor schedule adjustments this Saturday, mostly within the Swift Orange Line to align run times with demand and make sure that we've got an efficient operation there. Melissa may have mentioned in the past that we took a fairly conservative approach to scheduling the Orange Line service to make sure we had enough capacity in the line to meet demand, and now we're just aligning it to manage headways optimally. So you shouldn't see too much disruption or change other than that. On the project front, we continue pushing forward with our efforts to get ready to implement the network changes on September 14th. That's all hands on deck effort. It requires all the runway we've got left between now and September 14th to be ready to do that right. There's a substantial internal effort underway with planning and scheduling and training to get our operators ready, our dispatchers and supervisors ready. And there's a significant level of effort getting ready to launch an outreach effort with our customers to make sure they know what's happening and how they should adjust when the system changes in September. So we'll be recapping all that for you as well at the August board meeting, so you can think of that August meeting as a joint presentation by Sound Transit and us about how we expect things to go through the launch and the service change. We will have our September board meeting in between the launch of light rail and the changes in our network, so we'll have a real-time opportunity to check in on our readiness and how things are going initially with the light rail line. Sophie mentioned the ride store. We are full steam ahead on that project. There is some risk in the schedule. We had to wait until Sound Transit made room for us to get in there to demolish the old building and get the new building started. And we have been working with our contractor to make sure that they are accountable to the schedule they proposed, which would have us completing the project at the end of August with time to move our customer service staff into the new building before the launch of light rail. It's going to be very close, and we will keep you posted as we go. June, there's a lot going on. It's Ride Transit Month, as Mayor Marine pointed out. It's also Pride Month. We've had a lot of activities around the county to celebrate that and to highlight the availability of transit and what's coming with our improvements later this year. And then we'll also be observing Juneteenth for the first time this year as a paid holiday, so it's an exciting month in general. Finishing with a couple of fun items. When the board adopted the 2023 budget at the end of 2022, you provided funding for 18 transit security officers, and it hasn't been super easy. It takes a lot of work to find the right folks with the skills and the values and the interest to meet our needs and our customers' needs. I am happy to report that as of this month, we are fully staffed with 18 transit security officers out in the field. So hats off to Scott over there and Roland and the team for standing up that unit. And then last but not least, we won a bunch of marketing awards recently. The Tellys, which are an annual awards program within the industry, the advertising and marketing industry, with more than 13,000 global entries. We earned 4 awards, as shown here on the written report, around our recruiting campaign and our Youth Ride Free marketing and our service promotion campaigns. And I think that's really notable, the quality of the work done. But at the end of the day, if you don't tell your story, you're not going to get the response from your customers or your candidates out there that you need to run the business and be successful with the business. So congratulations to the communications and marketing teams for telling our story very effectively. With that, Mr. Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Question.
Is there somewhere that we can watch these videos? I'm interested in the count one.
Yes, I can send you an email with live links.
Oh, that'd be
They're-
great. See what we're
they're-
doing out there.
The links on the piece of paper aren't live, but on the email they are. So I'll send that out to you.
All right. I've enjoyed sharing the ones with Rick Steves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Send that out to a lot of people. Thank you.
Did you send out the Muggle one or the Linwood one?
What do you think?
Well, Joe, of course I sent them all out
Okay.
and Edmonds too. Thanks, Susan. They're all exceptionally well done and just create a lot of buzz and interest in our communities. So well done. Thank you.
Other questions? Thank you, Rick. The executive committee report. The executive committee met on May 17th. Mayor Frizell, Mayor Roberts, Councilmember Schwetti, and I attended. We covered the CEO report at that time. And the next committee meeting is scheduled for June 20th at 11:30. I was looking to see if I should comment at this point on the executive workshop or the workshop that was scheduled for August or for July has been canceled. And most of the content of that, I've gathered, is going to move into the August board meeting. I also wanted to report, and this is unofficial, that there is a possible maybe kind of sort of going to be a sighting of both of our new zero emission buses at the August board meeting. We'll be able to see the hydrogen bus and the battery electric bus here for the board to review. So I'm looking forward to that. I gather that we are now currently working on the hydrogen supply.
I'll thank the chair for his kind of sort of maybe caveat.
It was not a hard the possibility that we'll get there. So anyway, that's the chair's report. Moving on to the Finance and Performance Committee, Mayor Roberts.
Okay, the Finance, Performance and Oversight Committee met on Thursday, May 16th, 2024 in a Zoom format. Board members, Councilmember Jared Mead, Mayor John Nary, and Councilmember Jan Sweaty and I attended. In terms of consent items, the committee reviewed and recommended one item to the consent agenda. It's approval of the 2024 monthly expenditures and payroll vouchers, which will be items 7A through F on the consent agenda. In terms of action items, the committee reviewed and recommended one item to the action agenda, and this is the fare change proposal. It's an action item today. In terms of reports, the sales tax report for April 2024, unaudited in April 2024, Community Transit collected approximately 14.4 million in sales tax revenue, approximately 141,000 less than budgeted. A copy of this report is included in your packet. And in terms of diesel fuel update and report for April 2024, the average cost year to date through April 2024 was $3.02 per gallon, while the average cost per gallon budgeted for 2024 was $4.25. This resulted in a favorable variance of $1.23 per gallon year to date through April. The next Finance, Performance and Oversight Committee meeting is scheduled for 2 p.m. Thursday, June 20th, 2024 via Zoom. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question for this financial staff, I guess. We do the diesel report. When we have the hydrogen electric buses, are we going to get an electricity usage report and a hydrogen usage report? Okay, thank you.
I'll add to that a couple things, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
Yeah, we're developing a sustainability program, and we'll be coming to the board and talking about that this fall. And we're trying to capture in our sustainability plan, our fuel and energy consumption metrics. And that will include our ZE transition. So we'll have a way to monitor all of that the same way you do today. I also want to follow up on the chair's report. We had a bit of a chuckle. I will report that while the hydrogen fuel cell bus is on site and it is functional, we are putting the fueling station for that in the location that was formerly occupied by the construction trailers that were overseeing the shop expansion job. And those trailers have just been removed, and that's what site has just been freed up for the hydrogen supplier to come in and start setting up the infrastructure there. So that's going to take a little bit more time. So when we have that dialed in, we will get those buses over here and get them in front of the board. I took the August timeline as a suggestion, so we'll get right on that.
I heard the part about it being a suggestion. So. And the Strategic Alignment Capital Development Committee, Mayor Frizell.
Yes, the Strategic Alignment and Capital Development Committee needs a shorter name. Well, until then, The meeting was held remotely over Zoom on May 15th at 2:00. The meeting was attended by myself, Mayor Frizzell, Councilmember Daughtry, Mayor Marine, and Labor Representative Norton. The committee received an informational update regarding the draft 2024 to 2029 Transit Development Plan, the presentation we just viewed today. The next meeting for the Strategic Alignment and Capital Development Committee is scheduled for Tuesday, June 18th at 2:00.
Thank you, Mayor Frizzell. Could I get a motion to approve, for the consent items?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Consent items are approved. Oh. We're moving rapidly through this today. No executive, action items. I'm missing the action items. We have one action item today, and I have misplaced it. Excuse me. Thank you. Action items, the resolution 0324 revising the corporate fare structure, and Ms. Luthen is back with us again. Thank you.
Thank you, me again. See if we can get our presentation going. Good to go. Great. So here again to talk to you all about the fall 2024 fare change proposal. So this has gone through kind of a public comment process. You received a similar presentation a couple months ago describing the proposal. So I'll just kind of remind folks what. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'll start with a reminder of our current fare structure. So our current fare is $2.50 for our local service, and then we have a commuter fare category. And as I think folks know, this fall with our September 14th service change, those commuter routes, those 400 and 800 series routes, will be kind of eliminated or you could say truncated, and will kind of turn into those 900 series routes, which serve light rail. So they kind of effectively will be local service. So that commuter fare category of fare is no longer needed after that fall service change. So the proposal in front of you today is, you see that commuter fare category is eliminated. So a $2.50 ride across all of our services. Essentially, you see the reduced fare category is there as well, kind of unchanged, no changes to our van pool fare or anything else. It's just kind of eliminating that row on the table, so to speak, with the commuter fare category to align with our service structure this fall. We did a Title VI equity analysis ahead of bringing this proposal to you that found no significant difference in benefit or adverse impacts between minority and low-income riders and non-minority, non-low-income riders. And we went out to public comment from April 4th to May 3rd and had a public hearing at the May 2nd Board of Directors meeting. We received 125 comments, which is pretty successful for a public comment period, I would say. We heard pretty strong support for the fare change proposal. People liked the idea of simplifying fares, of having that single fare. We heard some folks who maybe didn't know about the network restructure or were sort of concerned about what will the experience be like transferring to light rail, things like that. And we also got some comments where folks were expressing a desire for us to align our reduced fare category with the region, which is something that we're looking into as a future fare change item. So our proposal today is to, again, remove that commuter fare category. This would take effect September 1st. We typically change our fares on the 1st of the month for a variety of reasons, including kind of configuring the ORCA system and simplifying our monthly fare pass products, things like that. So folks who do ride those commuter services would get kind of a discount for 2 weeks. And we think that might actually help get the word out about the upcoming fare change. That might be kind of nice for riders. And then this is leading up to our September 14th service change. And then we do have kind of some additional fare policy things that we want to look into on the horizon. So you'll probably be hearing more in the fare policy realm in late 2024 or into 2025. So keep an eye out for that. And so the recommendation on the table is that the Board of Directors approve resolution number 03-24, revising the corporation's fare structure to eliminate the commuter fare category. And happy to take any questions.
Question?
Yeah, thank you.
Mary?
Sophie, thank you very much. So if we were charging, and I'm trying to look back, and it was $4.50 or so for the commuter ride. And so they take the local bus to $2.50 to get to, say, Linwood Transit area and pick up light rail. And then do we know what the light rail cost is from there to Seattle?
Yeah, so Sound Transit just adopted a flat $3 fare, which I think kicks in the summer and timed to that Linwood expansion. So it'll be $3. So in that situation, if you're paying with an ORCA card, you would pay the $2.50 fare on, say, the, what is it, the 117, I think is going to be the one in Mukilteo. And then your ORCA card knows that you've paid $2.50 and will charge you an additional 50 cents to bring you up to that $3 fare once you get onto the
I figured it would be the
light
3
rail.
on top of the 250 was still that's a great deal.
Yeah,
And they don't have to wait in traffic. So there's even
right,
better.
of course.
Sounds like a win-win. We should probably promote this as maybe Ride Transit Month or something.
You got?
Other question? I did have one question. And Rick and I talked a little bit about this, but I noticed in the comments a lot of discussion, and it seemed like a bit of confusion on the difference in the fare structures between the various agencies around. Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, do you mean the low income, the reduced fare category, or just kind of across the board? Yeah, the reduced fare category in particular, it's on our radar as something that people want to see us look into aligning with our partners. So our reduced fare is $1.25, and our regional partners have coalesced around $1. So it's something we're looking into. We've kind of focused on this one change for this juncture, but I'm hoping to come back by the end of this year with an update on moving towards aligning with our partners.
I noticed that the comments were, I thought in general, very positive towards this change, so that's good. Other questions?
Like a motion?
Seeing none, can I get a motion?
Sure. I move that the board approve resolution number 3-24, revising the corporation's fare structure to eliminate the commuter fare category.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, resolution 03-24 has passed. Congratulations. Thank you. Next is the chair's report. I talked about most of it when I revealed that I was looking forward to seeing in August seeing the hydrogen and the electric battery bus, and so I pulled it in there. But the other thing on the chair report, I just wanted to thank the support that Community Transit gave to the city of Snohomish on the Pride Day, the participation with public outreach, and all of the employees that showed up to participate in the parade with the bus. So thank you on behalf of Snohomish. It was a good day for the people that showed up and there were crowds. Thank you. Chair's report's concluded. No executive session, other business.
From staff.
Okay. We can move right into board communication. And we will start with the remote. Mayor Wright, any comments today?
I have no more comments, no additional comments.
Okay.
Thank
you. Moving left, right, Mayor Naring,
Nothing additional. Thank you.
Mayor Frizell.
85 days.
Mayor Rhodes.
Lots going on in Stanwood, as is in every city, I think, in the summertime, lots of fairs and different things. And we're excited about the growth we have there and hoping to channel it into a positive way. We did have one thing that was negative that happened on Saturday. We had a fatality accident just west of town. And if you've been to Stanwood, Camino, you know that Stanwood's a lot better place to live than Camino because there's many ways to get there. And just kidding, but there is only one way on and off the island. And unfortunately, traffic was stopped for like 4 to 5 hours and people got a little bit tense in that thing. But it's just always a reminder of how important a good transportation network is and getting people around. Because they've got like about 30 minutes to 45 minutes of tolerance. And after that, it's not so good. But we regret that someone actually lost their life. And so it's tragic, but the community is moving on. And I think that's all my comments. Thank you.
Councilmember Schweitzer.
Oh, okay. Monday night at council, our mayor read a proclamation for the Ride Transit Month. And I also read the Pride Proclamation that I had read actually on Sunday, but then again at the council meeting.
Well, I was happy on Monday to present a proclamation and read a proclamation on Ride Transit Month for June. I had a council member read the Pride one. I don't try to take them all, right? I think it was a month ago. I think I had 5 in one night, so almost every council member got to read one. But it was nice. I'm assuming that Linwood, Stanwood, Marysville, Lake Stevens, all had a Ride Transit Month proclamation supporting community transit. But I wouldn't hold against you if you didn't. There's still time. There's still more days in June, right? So, and welcome, son.
Councilmember Doctor.
So at our community or our council meeting on Tuesday, we got to talk about our innovative services that we're bringing in. And I believe it was Kevin Futhi that came in, talked to us. He got some pretty interesting questions from the council. I was a little bit surprised, actually. And it was a workshop, not an actual meeting. So we had one person in the audience. And she's always there. So it's like, like I was before I got on the council, always there. And she didn't have any questions, but she told me afterwards that she's looking forward to using it. So she's kind of happy about it. But I like to thank Kevin and the others that came. It was a good show and got some good questions. He's going to get back to us with a couple of them because he didn't have any answer. And I was a little surprised at him, but there you go. It was good. So I guess you're getting it next at Arlington. Is that right?
Oh, yes, but trust me, we're gonna have a packed room, standing room only. The word's out there. That's why I came early, make sure everybody had a headset.
Well, we didn't have that problem, so we're hoping, there is, the one that was really questioned though was the van style, how they're gonna do that. And Kevin basically said, well, we're not really sure and we're still looking at that, so, and we understand that, but they were kind of interested in that. And I think they were more interested in because they thought it could leave Lake Stevens, and he said, yeah, you could go over to Providence, for instance, or you could go, whatever. And so they're kind of interested in that one and we're really looking forward to it happening. So thanks.
Rep. Norton.
I have nothing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Going to the in-person board alternates, Councilmember Payne. Thank you. Okay. Did I miss anyone? Okay. That being said, then we are adjourned. Thank you.